The echoes of battle still cling to the scorched plains of the Azure Valley, where bloodied banners lie twisted in the dust. Within this desolation, the fierce heart of Asura stirs, haunted by the fallen warriors and the whispers of treacherous allies. As the night sky churns with unnatural winds, the stage is set for a storm that even the heavens dare not witness. Monitor Marshal God Asura, Chapter 215, Chapter 216, grudges sharpen into blades, and loyalties will be tested in ways that could fracture the very foundations of power. Who will rise, and who will be swallowed by the shadows that crawl closer with every heartbeat? The wind howled through the ruins of the golden-purple city, carrying with it a sense of foreboding that gripped every heart present. And then, high above, a shadow blotted out the sun. Eyes widened, breath caught in throats. "It's a white-headed eagle," someone whispered, barely believing the sight. A creature of legend, a mount so rare that even the proud vermilion bird city could not claim one. To behold it meant the arrival of someone extraordinary, someone who could tip the balance of life and death. For a moment, panic coursed through the gathering. Could it be the very hands that slaughtered the golden-purple city returning to finish what they started? Fear knotted the hearts of the city lords. But when the mighty wings of the eagle folded and its talons touched the earth, relief washed over them. Atop the legendary beast sat not a destroyer, but two saviors, Su-Ru, the revered second lady of Vermilion Bird City, and beside her, the young prodigy whose name had already begun to shake the foundations of the city, Chu Feng. The city lords rushed forward, their gratitude mingled with awe. "The second lady is here! We finally have a backbone!" they cried, voices trembling with both respect and relief. Su-Ru's presence alone lent a shield of security, for she was no mere noble, an elder of the Azure Dragon School, a powerhouse in the profound realm. And Chu Feng, young though he was, held their hopes in his gaze, but no words of comfort could reach the storm inside him. Chu Feng's eyes fell upon the plaza, and his heart wrenched. There, displayed in grotesque form, were the heads of the fallen. From the eldest patriarchs to innocent children, each familiar face stabbed at his soul. Every life extinguished was a shadow of his own failure, a burden he could neither share nor relieve. His body shook violently, a storm of grief and guilt racking him. Tears, long restrained, poured freely, unheeded by reason or pride. He fell to his knees, voice choked with anguish. "Sorry, I killed all of you. I killed all of you." His forehead struck the black stone of the plaza with bone-shaking force, fragments scattered, mingling with the crimson of his own tears. Around him, even Su-Ru hesitated, her hand reaching out, then faltering. How could she move him? How could anyone move a soul crushed beneath such unbearable remorse? For 3 days and nights, Chu Feng remained there, kneeling in the shadow of death, a lone figure of human despair. His body endured, but his spirit bled. When dawn of the 4th day came, reinforcements from Vermilion Bird City poured in. Su-Hen hurried forward, Su-Mei trailing close, their concern etched deep. And then, the young heirs of the Chu family, the next generation of cultivators from the Azure Dragon School, entered the city, their hearts ripped open by the sight that greeted them. "Father! Mother! Ah!" Cries tore through the air, a cacophony of grief and rage. Chu Wei, Chu Cheng, Chu Jin, Chu She, they ran to their fallen kin, weeping and wailing. Some collapsed in disbelief. Others, overcome by fury and loss, turned their hands on Chu Feng himself, striking, clawing, venting their agony. And yet he did not flinch. He remained kneeling, a vessel for their anger, absorbing their wrath in silence, letting no outcry escape his lips. Enough! This was not his fault. Chu Wei finally cried, the eldest of the heirs, forcing himself to stand despite the tidal wave of sorrow. "Seek vengeance on those who slew our parents, not on the one who mourns with us." He pulled back those consumed by grief and whispered to Chu Feng, urging him to endure, to remain the instrument of justice and retribution. But Chu Feng did not move. Not a word, not a blink. Only unyielding grief marked his face, etched in the pain of guilt and loss. Soon the first blood tears appeared, crimson rivulets coursing from his eyes, the manifestation of a sorrow so deep it had drained even the last drop of human tears. Su-Ru and Su-Mei rushed to him, their voices heavy with worry, urging him to rise, to breathe, to live. Yet no hand, no plea could reach him. He remained knelt, allowing his anguish to pour outward, staining the earth with the proof of his torment. By the time dusk fell, his body could bear no more. Slowly, his eyelids drooped, and with a whisper of surrender, he collapsed. 2 days and nights of unconsciousness followed, leaving only the faint echo of a boy crushed by the weight of the world. When he finally awoke, the first thing he sensed was the warmth and movement around him. He found himself in a modest military tent, narrow but safe. And there, tending to him with unwavering care, was Suru, preparing medicines and elixirs without pause. He felt the weight upon his chest and realized Sumei lay there, exhausted yet steadfast, the traces of tears marking her vigil. The sight pierced him anew, a reminder that while he knelt in grief, others had shared his burden in silent devotion. "You knelt for 3 days and nights," Suru said softly, "and she stayed by your side every moment. Even when you fell, she did not leave you." Chu Feng's heart ached, touched by the quiet strength of those who refused to abandon him, even in the darkest hours of his soul. The tale of grief, guilt, and enduring loyalty unfolded, not merely as tragedy, but as a testament to the bonds forged in the crucible of martial destiny and the price of calamity that even the strongest hearts must bear. The golden purple city had fallen, but in its ashes, the seeds of courage, love, and vengeance had taken root. The air hung heavy with smoke and blood, yet the world seemed to hold its breath, as if anticipating the storm of vengeance about to unfold. "How long have I been in the shadows of unconsciousness?" Chu Feng murmured, his voice hoarse, a thread of pain threading through his words. 2 days had passed, and in that time calamity had not rested. Suru's eyes, glistening with both sorrow and determination, met his. 2 days, she replied softly, her voice carrying the weight of grim tidings. Chu Yu and the others. They have been escorted safely back to Azure Dragon School, but your family, they have been buried. A chill settled in Chu Feng's chest, 1,000 sharp daggers of regret piercing his heart. They must hate me now. If I had only considered the consequences of my actions, they wouldn't have perished on my behalf. His words trembled with anguish. Suru's hand gripped his arm, trembling with her own fear. "Do not torture yourself with guilt that belongs not to you. Those who attacked so vilely are the ones to blame. They could not reach you, so they chose your family. Their plot was to ensnare your spirit, to shackle you in guilt. Do not allow them to win." A cold, deathly fire ignited in Chu Feng's gaze. "Do not worry. Chu Feng is not so easily broken. Right now, I want to know who committed this atrocity." Suru's lips parted, revealing a secret long held. Among the ruins, there was a lone survivor. The city lord of Golden Purple City faked his death with profound methods, and he saw the faces of those who brought ruin upon his city. "Who?" Chu Feng demanded, a tremor of restrained fury shaking his voice. "Do not stir too violently, and be careful not to wake Mei," Suru cautioned, glancing at the sleeping child cradled in Chu Feng's arms. Gently, he laid her upon the bed, covering her with a blanket before stepping outside, the weight of vengeance pressing upon every stride. The words fell like thunder. "It is the 5 Tiger Village," Suru revealed. "A fortified mountain den of outlaws led by 5 masters of the profound realm. They traffic in darkness, in acts unspeakable, all for their selfish gain." Her tone was laced with both fear and fierce loyalty to her city. "This village stands at the border of Vermilion Bird City and Black Tortoise City. My father, he has long avoided them, for their power is not to be trifled with. But now he is resolute. He has mustered the army and marches to cleanse the 5 Tiger Village once and for all." Chu Feng's eyes narrowed with determination. "Do you know where it lies?" Suru nodded, a single word falling from her lips. "Yes." With that, Chu Feng summoned Little White, and atop the mighty white-headed eagle, they streaked across the skies toward their target, swift as wrath itself. The 5 Tiger Village was a nest of cruelty. Within its fortified walls, men revelled in wanton debauchery, their hearts as hard as the stones they stood upon. Their feast was bloodied with oppression. Women were dragged into misery, their screams lost among laughter, their pain meaningless. The 5 leaders, known as the 5 Tigers, were figures of terror and dominance. Their bodies etched with dragons and phoenixes, adorned with silver ornaments, and surrounded by women who worshipped them in degraded submission. From above, a shadow swept over the chaos. The white-headed eagle descended, and the noisy revelry fell silent, all eyes drawn to the pair descending from the heavens. Desire flared like wildfire in the hearts of the corrupt, yet a different, sharper force was about to strike. The 5 tigers emerged, each towering and proud, the embodiment of predatory strength. Their amusement twisted into suspicion as Chu Feng's voice cut through the air like steel. Who ordered the massacre in Golden Purple City? The question alone was a blade, slicing into the confidence of the ruthless. Chaos erupted. Kill them, their leader roared, summoning a torrent of blades, fists and profane martial techniques. Yet Chu Feng moved as a storm incarnate. A single palm rose, and men exploded into crimson mist, their screams swallowed by the wind. Another strike, another flood of blood. Death fell with an unrelenting rhythm. Suru fought beside him, her strikes deadly, each motion painting the air with swift, merciless justice. The 5 tigers, masters of the profound realm, unleashed their full might, a coordinated tempest meant to crush intruders. But Chu Feng, channeling the power of Eggy, was a force of nature itself. His casual punch shattered their formation, scattering the 5 like fragile reeds before a hurricane. Bones splintered, organs ruptured, and blood soaked the earth as they were cast down. Broken and humiliated, fear spread through the remaining villagers. The mountain, once their sanctuary, became a crucible of despair. "Today none shall survive," Chu Feng declared. With a sweep of his sleeve, a vast spirit formation descended, encasing the village. No attack could breach its walls, no escape could elude its net. The 5 tiger village had become an arena of carnage, a stage for retribution where every cruel soul faced the reckoning of their deeds. Blood flowed in rivers, corpses piled like grim monuments to their sins. Only the 5 tigers remained, battered and trembling, their dominance extinguished. Chu Feng's gaze, icy and unyielding, swept over them. "Who commanded you to commit this atrocity?" His voice was a blade, severing their defenses. One of them whimpered, feigning innocence. We don't know." But Chu Feng's hand pressed upon the skull of the liar. Lightning crackled, snaking through flesh and bone, eliciting a scream of agony that tore through the air. The mountain resounded with the sound of punishment, the roar of justice, and the birth of legend. The arena of carnage had begun, and none would leave unscathed. Vengeance had taken form, and Chu Feng was its harbinger.